This week, my culinary journey takes me to the south part of India. This is Kerala, laced with beautiful beaches and rivers that run for miles. Palm trees line the rivers and birds fly close to the water. These birds wait patiently for one moment.
The flowers bloom in springtime, the leaves fly in the fall.
This is called a Cheenavala. These fishing mechanisms have lined these rivers for centuries, some of them going as far back as 1350 AD. And the fishermen here still use them to this day. Today, my friend Praveen is going to show us exactly how they work.
Okay, so we are about to go fishing Kerala style. We're gonna hop on this little boat over here and go out to the Cheenavala and do some traditional fishing, the most common type of fishing that they do here. So we're about to hop in the boat. Praveen is gonna assist us and we're gonna get this little show on the road. Hopefully we have a nice catch today. We'll see.
The Cheenavala is a fishing net comprised of a complex pulley system balanced by large rocks. To lower the net, you loosen the anchor ropes, then leave the net in the water for about 4 to 8 minutes. After the short period of time, you pull the ropes, which will bring the net back up. Once the net is up, we went to the edge of the beam to go collect the fish. We aren't the only ones waiting for the net to come up though. The birds wait eagerly to get their catch. There are many different types of fish that can be found in these backwaters. And after experiencing this unique fishing method, I took to a restaurant called Periyar to experience how these fish are being used in the local cuisine.
Okay, so we are at the location where we will be trying a couple of different things. I will hopefully get the names of everything that we'll be trying pretty soon. This restaurant actually has their own Cheenavala, so I'm pretty sure they do all of their own fishing and use that fish to service their restaurant, which is actually pretty cool. Definitely want to try a couple of different dishes to see which one I like the best and attempt to make that dish. So let's go in real quick. Smells so good. It's so essential that I learn to cook at least one of these dishes. Essential, I have to.
Most of the people in this restaurant didn't speak much English, and I don't speak the official language of Kerala, which is Malayalam. So when I asked what these dishes were called, they simply said fish. If you are from Kerala and know the names of these delicious meals, please leave it in the comments. Rice. Damn. That curry is so good you can almost drink it alone. Oh, that's really good. That's really good. Does this have like tomatoes in it?
Tomato.
Yeah, you can definitely taste the tomatoes. Tell me, what's the name of this again?
Chembali.
Chembali. Oh, I didn't try the squid. Ooh. Oh, that's good. What's that one called?
Squid.
Oh, it's just squid? That's the only name? Not only are these dishes fresh, but they pair extremely well with different types of curry sauce.
All right, that was absolutely delicious. Definitely have my work cut out for me because there's a lot of different flavors and spices going on literally in every single one of their dishes. So it's gonna be hard to replicate, but I'm gonna give it a try.
I headed back to Kudampuli with a new goal. You're probably wondering, which dish will I be making? I decided on the dish I couldn't resist most. Fish curry. The curry sauce is just too good. For this one, I didn't quite know where to start, but I got pretty lucky. Our host makes amazing fish curry. I liked her fish curry so much that she offered to show us how to make it. So I watched carefully. I also attempted to make a mental note of the measurements I thought to be most accurate for the spices. People who cook never measure anything. I'm starting to think that's some unspoken rule that cooks follow religiously. Her curry is like a spoonful of heaven. It's creamy, it has the perfect amount of spice, and it's pretty easy to make. But of course, I just love making things harder for myself. Okay, it's a new day and we are headed to the fish market to get some fresh fish for our fish curry. I'm gonna try to get the exact same fish that she used. One of the problems is I didn't get the name of the fish. So hopefully the person, at the fish market will know what fish I'm referring to, but we'll see. Yes, I decided to do something I've never done before. I've never cooked with fish that wasn't already prepared. Luckily, at the fish market, there was someone there who was able to help scale and clean the fish for you. If this is too gruesome for you, skip ahead. Basically, he takes a sharp knife and cuts the scales off of the fish. His wife helps, and she takes a pair of scissors and cuts off the fins and removes any unwanted excess. This is honestly a bit much for me to watch, but because I am not vegetarian, I feel like it's important for me to know what happens during this process. Once I got home, I cleaned it a bit more and decided to challenge myself by filleting this fish. I loved the fish curry, but the bones inside the curry makes it very difficult to eat. I also wanted to know an important question. Does keeping the bones inside the fish really taste better than without the bones? The only way to find out is to test it out myself. However, I've never filleted a fish, so this is really my first time. Not sure why I decided to make my first time on camera, but it should be easy, right? Wrong. After watching a couple of YouTube videos, I felt like I was ready to dive into it, and honestly, this is so much harder than I expected. For the most part, I had gotten the steps right. Cut off the head, then cut through the fish. Carefully placing the knife close to the bone and doing that on both sides. One of the major issues, besides the obvious lack of experience, is the fact that my knife is not sharp. I'm in an Airbnb and try to only work with what is available to me. This knife is not made for filleting a fish. I had 3 chances to get this right. And honestly, by my 3rd try, I was confident that I just suck at this. Literally, all of them turned out pretty bad. It looked like they were filleted by Edward Scissorhands, but I'm actually super proud of myself. The point of this journey is to learn how to cook different things. I'm gonna make mistakes, but I'll also get better at this, especially if I practice. In the comments, please leave any advice you have on filleting a fish. Now it's time to make the fish curry. First, let's start with the ingredients. 1 to 2 tablespoons of chili powder. If you want a medium level of spice, go for 1 tablespoon. If you want it pretty decently spicy, go for 2. I added 2 to 3 Kudampuli, which is used to add a nice sour flavor. You can possibly use lemon if you don't have access to this. 1 to 2 teaspoons of salt, depending on your taste. About 5 fresh curry leaves to start, and another 10 curry leaves for later. 1 teaspoon of turmeric, 2 cups of coconut milk, ginger sliced, 2 to 3 peppers split, 1 small onion, and 1/4 cup of coconut oil. Because our host made it like this, I decided to also make it like this because it's extremely simple. Put ginger, green chilies, and all of your spices into the pan, and then add coconut milk and turn the heat on. Add your fish and turn it on low. Now let this cook in a pan until your fish is cooked thoroughly. Set this aside and heat the coconut oil in the pan and fry the onions. Now take that off of the heat. At this point, I was gonna put the onions into the curry. Everything was coming together nicely. Curry smelled like heaven. It had that lovely creamy texture. It was almost finished. Just one more step and then, yep, I dropped just about the entire pan of curry on the floor. Devastation is not even the word I'd use to describe this. This was heartbreak. Literally, I felt my heart rip out of my chest in this moment. This was
emotional, damn it!
But the devil be working. Luckily, I had enough for just one small bowl. And it's still really good. You know, I'm really sad that it ended like that. This is really good. Sad face. Ooh, spicy. One thing I will say, I think that the bones do create a lot of flavor. This has a lot of flavor because of the chili powder and the kumbari, I think that's the name of it. You can definitely taste like all those flavors, even the flavor of the onions and the chilies and the curry leaves for sure. But I think it's really missing that extra oomph that the bones give it. It's still really, really good. Tastes, I would say, like spot on to her fish curry. Not everything will turn out the way you expect. I still have a lot of learning ahead of me and even more cooking to do in Kerala. Next week, I'll be exploring another Kerala favorite. Make sure you like and subscribe to see my next video.